First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. They say in football it's all about taking your chances. Well, why don't you take a chance on us as we show you 4 sides that are taking a chance on themselves in the Premiership this season. They're the Crazy Gang. They've been the surprise side of the 96-97 season so far. They're taking on a side which started off so well but has fallen off a cliff in terms of results. Wimbledon Middlesbrough is our main game.
Plays it into Leonardson. Shoots! Oh, what a save!
Newcastle United were hoping to continue for the charge, but the dreadful December means they've got a long way to climb back into the title race. Leicester City were their opponents this afternoon.
Sure, it will break for Watts, and it does to him very kindly. And this needs to be a good ball, and it is Marshall!
We've got all the game's goals and reaction from everything else that took place today. And we've got reaction from our dynamic duo. Trevor and Trevor are with us. But first let's go over to Selhurst Park. Very seldom has Selhurst Park felt like home to Wimbledon since they left Plough Lane, but it's starting to this season. The Crazy Gang have got something very special brewing at the moment, and Selhurst Park was packed for this one against a Middlesbrough side which has shown a real lack of form at the moment. You would have predicted this would have been a relegation match at the moment, but to now, where it stands in the season, Wimbledon could have European ambitions. Commentary for this one comes from Trev Champion.
20 years on from their election to the Football League, Wimbledon's rise continues to capture the imagination of the country. Joe Kinnear has guided the Dons into 6th spot, and once again Selhurst Park is sold out for the visit of struggling Middlesbrough. Norwegian international Øyvind Leonardson continues to shine for the Crazy Gang, and he takes his place just behind a front two of Afanakoku and Marcus Gale this afternoon. A combination of British grit, Brazilian flair and Italian excellence make up Middlesbrough's lineup. Fabrizio Ravanelli and Juninho are the stars of the show, but relegation-threatened Borough are aiming to win away from home for just the second time this season. Here's Jones for Wimbledon. Goes long, headed away by Middlesbrough, but Wimbledon get it back. Leonardson into Ardley, who plays it back to Leonardson. Into the box! Goal! What a start for Wimbledon! It's that man, Øyvind Leonardson. The Crazy Gang are one up. What a superb strike by Leonardson, and might well he dance in delight. It's the perfect start for the Dons. Harvey played it into Leonardson, and that is a terrific first-time strike. No chance for Walsh. What a goal. Well, it's taken them just 8 minutes to break the deadlock. 1-0. That could be considered the worst possible start for Middlesbrough. What can they do in response? Ignat into Cox. And now Juninho has a little bit of room to run into. Plays it into Alan Moore. The Irishman finds Ravanelli, who is one-on-one against Sullivan, and scores! It's 1-1. It's the perfect response from Borough. And if they're to get out of this trouble that they're in, it's reactions like that that are required. Fabrizio Ravanelli cost £7 million, but that could be a priceless equaliser. Wimbledon's last 2 matches have finished goalless, but less than 10 minutes on the clock, and this one is already 1 apiece. We could be in for an absolute cracker. Well, as good as Ravanelli's finish was, the defending was so weak. He turned Chris Perry with ease here. But really good composure to slot it past Sullivan. Wimbledon 1, Middlesbrough 1. Here's Jones, the skipper. Lays it into Leonardson. Shoots! Oh, what a save! What a save, Leonardson. So close to scoring again. And that would have been even better than his first goal. And now Middlesbrough on the attack. What an entertaining start to the match we've had. Now Hignett. Moore. The combination, can it work again? Ravanelli! Oh, just wide. Goodness me, Wimbledon not learning their lesson here. Alan Moore once again finding Ravanelli, who turned his man and shot from the edge of the area. That is a matter of inches wide. Robbie Earl's throw back to Kenny Cunningham. Now Leonardson. Earl. Tackled, but Wimbledon do win it back. Here's Leonardson. Is he going to have another shot? He is, you know! Oh, and that is wide of Walsh's post. Leonardson could have had a hat-trick. Really good battling and a good effort there. Walsh clutching at thin air as he watched it whistle wide. Fleming. Now Janino. Tackled. And it's that man Leonardson, of course, who won the ball back. Ikoku. Into Marcus Gale. Ikoku. This is good from Wimbledon. And they've got a bit of space here. Earl. Plays it into Gale. Is he offside? He shoots. He scores. There's no flag. And Wimbledon retake the lead. Marcus Gale. Well, it must have been close to being offside. But Wimbledon don't care. It was really good composure from Gale once he got the ball, and a really smart finish into the bottom corner past Walsh. Here we see it again. Renowned for their long balls. But this was excellent football, and yes, what a great finish that is. Marcus Gale with yet another goal for this excellent season that he is having. Played forward. Here's Gale, the score of Wimbledon's second, and they could be in for a third here. Ikoku! He is! It's Wimbledon 3, Middlesbrough 1. Efan Ikoku was given the freedom of South London there by Middlesbrough's defence, and he took full advantage. There's an inquest, but it's too late. Dreadful defending as they parted and just allowed Efan Ikoku time and space to strike past Walsh. Good ball by Gale, and the rest was pretty comfortable for the Nigerian international. They're 3-1 up. Middlesbrough have a mountain to climb now. Juninho plays it forwards, headed away by Wimbledon. 20 minutes left for Borough to conjure something up. Go forwards, but comfortably dealt with. And now Fleming for Borough. Pearson, the captain. Into Robson, the manager. And he's knocks it out wide to Cox. Will he keep it in? Yes, he will. With patience from Middlesbrough, buoyed by 3,000 visiting supporters today. Juninho's shot is blocked, but they've won it back. Emerson. There's a roar from those away fans. Played into Robson. and it looks like it's just drifted away from him. It has. It's gone out for a goal kick. And may well Selhurst Park rise for this man's performance. Efe Nkoku has been fantastic this afternoon. Plenty of high fives from his teammate and enjoying every second as he is replaced by Nick Harford. Time really running out for Middlesbrough. And all Wimbledon have to do is keep the ball now. Gale. Leonardson takes it past Emerson. Leonardson into Harford. Shoots! Saved! And the rebound nearly fell to Gale. Smart stop by Gary Walsh. Leonardson picks up the throw. Back to Cunningham. Now Ardley, who has had a decent match in that midfield for Wimbledon. Played forwards. But again the attack breaks down for Middlesbrough. Leonardson picks up the ball. Plays it into Harford, the substitute! Oh, what a finish that is! Wimbledon 4, Middlesbrough 1. And that is the icing on top of a very tasty cake. It's a wonderful finish from Harford. The goals are being shared around this afternoon, and no wonder Kinnear is smiling on the touchline. His substitute comes up trumps. Again, Pearson out of position there. And what a strike that is past Walsh. 4-1. And that's that. Middlesbrough's woes on the road continue. They are stuck in a messy relegation struggle. But at the other end of the table, Wimbledon's season just seems to get better and better. A 4-1 win this afternoon. Goals from Leonardson, Gale, Nkoku and Harford give the Crazy Gang another 3 points.
Well, Trevor, we've got to talk about an excellent performance by Wimbledon and a really poor one by Middlesbrough. Yeah, the one thing I would say is you do have to credit Wimbledon and the way in which they played. Middlesbrough, for me, just lacked any real cohesion and confidence in that defensive areas, and they allowed themselves to be bullied by Wimbledon today. And no mistake about it, Joe Kinnear set his side up to go and do that, to go and make life very difficult for Middlesbrough. And Selhurst Park being sold out, I think, made a real difference today. Something special with the Crazy Gang, a chance to perhaps their best league finish for many and many a year, and I think that's stirring them on. Well, Trevor, what's gone wrong for Middlesbrough at the moment? Well, this is going to sound strange to say. Sometimes you can sign too many players. You can bring too many people into a squad. They don't have a chance to gel, to know how each other play. Half the time when you play football, it's anticipating what the other player is going to do. And I don't think that necessarily took place as well as it could have done. And I think that was a big factor in the end. So, yeah, that's what stood out to me today between both of these sides at the moment. It was Wimbledon had a game plan, a really settled squad, knew where their strengths were. Middlesbrough, at times it looked like they were playing with strangers. Well, stranger things have happened. We wait and see what happens on there. Now to Newcastle United. They were a side at the moment that were flying this time last season, but a dip in form allowed them to succumb to, well, you know what happens, don't you, at the end of the day. That same dip in form arrived in December, and Keegan was worried, was he still the man to lead Newcastle? You voted, he's staying, but he's got a long way to recover for them against a Leicester City side that are League Cup final bound and doing an amazing job at the moment under Martin O'Neill, who needs to get a lot of credit for the way in which these two sides will play. This could be a real tester. Trev Motson was at St James's Park.
As Paul Gascoigne might have said, there's been quite a lot of fog on the time this last 24 hours, but the game is past bit. Keegan again had a dilemma up front. He's gone for Sheeran Ferdinand rather than Tino Asprilla. He's gone for the guy and Liam Batty in the centre of the park. As for Leicester going well in the league, 10th place, and in the semi-finals of the Coca-Cola. They've left Emil Heskey out, so Courage and Marshall get the 2 striking spots. Great atmosphere, even though it's a foggy day on the tube. The visibility is good enough. Reminds you of the colours. 17 minutes gone, and a cagey start to the game. Racing for Leicester. Is it for Leicester? Parker. An experienced hand in the middle of the park. Good stoop signing up for Martin O'Neill. Here's Watts. Number 4. Moving there towards Is it. Trying to turn there. And Batty caught him with a flailing arm. And Uriah Rennie, the referee from Sheffield, has a decision to make. Is it yellow or red? It's a yellow. Maybe David Batty can possibly count himself a bit fortunate. From first glance, from the naked eye, it looked a very... Oh, he's cupped him round the ear. He's very lucky not to have seen red for that, actually, David Batty. Stroke a lot possibly for Newcastle. It's Lennon with the 3 kick off the wall. Sure, it will break for Watts, and it does to him very kindly. And this needs to be a good ball, and it is Marshall! Well, Ian Marshall should have scored 6 yards out, even on the volley. You'd expect a goal scorer of his calibre to have knocked that in. Big chance wasted for Leicester. Watts. Coming to the halfway mark of the first half. This is Watts. Guppy. Good industrious midfield play that they got from Alexandra. Watts away from Barton. Is it with a bit of space? Is it with a left foot? Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant for Muzzy, is it? And Leicester City lead at St James's Park. And Newcastle's title bid, faltering title bid, takes another significant blow. Sanacek didn't even see it. It was in from the moment it left his left foot. It was a stupendous goal, and it's one of the goals in the season for me. Watts does well here, lays it off, and Newcastle give it just that half a yard of space, and whap! In the back of the net it goes. And it's Leicester City lying 10th at the start of play, who lead Newcastle, who are 4 points behind Manchester United at the start of play. They lead 1-0 here. What's for Leicester? Well, who would have thought it at this stage? The bookies had Newcastle clear favourites to win. They still might come back and win, of course. But the way Leicester are playing at the moment, you don't know how it's going to go for Newcastle. Let's see. Anyway, Ferdinand now for Newcastle. To Shearer. Back to Ferdinand. Good ball. Now Lee. Ferdinand. Gillespie. This needs to be a good ball. Oh, the idea was good. Oh, Shearer just couldn't make it, and Keller did. It was very close. It was a close one. The idea was good from Gillespie. Just the execution that lacked. And a break for Batty. Ginola, good ball, if we can get it forward to Ferdinand, and that's a wonderful header, and Shearer's in behind Pryor, and scores! What a piece! It's Alan Shearer, the £15 million man, after some terrific work, firstly with Ginola with the long ball forward, and then the flick on from Ferdinand to put Shearer in. Leicester appealing for offside. But Uriah Rennie awards the goal, and what a goal it was from Alan Shearer. St James's Park goes mad. As the local hero, the £15 million man, gets his name yet again on the score sheet. Oh, he's onside, no doubt about it. Price played him on. Walsh nowhere to be seen. Keller beaten easily. And there we are. And let's just appreciate the ball from Ginola and the wonderful header as well from Les Ferdinand to set Shearer in. Still got a bit to do. Draws Keller out. And he says, how do you like that? What a piece. We've got a game with a vengeance, and Shearer puts Newcastle back in the title hunt. It's going to be a throw, Ginola. Lee. Ginola again. Looking to find Ferdinand, who gets there. Scores! It's 2-1 with 4 minutes of the first half to go. That's Ferdinand. Newcastle show true grit of potential champions. When the chips are down, they fought back well. Kevin Keegan will be proud of that. Ginola with a beautiful cross. Casey Keller did not have a clue whether to sneak or twist. And because of that, Ferdinand was able to leap up like a salmon and had Newcastle back in the lead. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Newcastle leading by 2-1, and here's Lee. Batty, who Leicester fans will feel should have been sent off. He's been tripped by Mernon. It's just going to be a free kick from Mr. Rennie. I feel that a flaming arm on Muzzy, is it? Earlier on, should have led to a red card rather than a yellow one. Heskey replaces Courage. Martin O'Neill, I guess, had to put his big striker on at that point. Here's Batty. Lee. Barton in space here on this far side, and he's got it. About the cross, not a bad one, but Pryor got there first. Lee! Oh, I bet that was going places. It was charged away. Now Marshall. To is it? Oh, Batty's won it well. Now then, Shearer might get on the end of it, but Glennon is there. He's giving it up to Lee. Now to Shearer, and onside. It's Les Ferdinand. Yes, it's 3-1. Newcastle extend the lead. It's Les Ferdinand. My word, didn't he take that so well? St James's Park rejoices as one. The Mises End goes absolutely crazy. And it's 3-1 now. Good ball from Shearer. Leaning into Ferdinand's path. And what a good finish. That's the way to take them. Look at that, for a lovely weighted through ball from Alan Shearer. Returning the compliment from the equaliser earlier. And Ferdinand played in Shearer. Shearer replays the compliment. 3-1. So going to check then with this free kick for Newcastle. 66 minutes gone. Feel that Newcastle in complete control, but wait, here's Marshall. Heskey's up ahead. Is it? Who scored that remarkable goal to start the scoring today. A thriller in the fog on the time. Here's Ferdinand. Given away to Lennon. Now Marshall. Still Ian Marshall. Will he go all the way? Oh, he went too far. No foul, says Uriah Reddy, and I think that was the right decision. Alan Shearer. He's got Ginola to his left. 2-8 in the centre. Ginola still amazingly has got away from Izzet. Now finds Shearer, looking for his second goal. Trying to turn. Shearer does try to curl it, but he curls it just wide. We've got another super goal to add to the repertoire of great goals we've seen here at St James's this afternoon. But Newcastle up back to their old attacking selves and their attacking best. And they look a very good side, there's no doubt about it. 4 minutes to play. This still affects things here in this final 12 minutes. We still might have a finish or two. Heskey. It's a nice ball to find Grayson. Lovely play. Re-weight in the middle. Grayson needs to keep his head up, mind you. Plays it out to Izzet, who might have another crack. Charged away by Ferdinand. Newcastle a lot more, I was going to say more disciplined defensively, then they give the ball away as soon as I say it. Commentators cursing that. Is it? Playing it in there. Guppy's header. And that's well wide. Not troubling Sonichek one little bit. Leicester will feel themselves a little bit unfortunate today because they've really played their part in a super game of football. It's just they've come up against a very, very good Newcastle attack. There goes the whistle. Good victory for Newcastle. They needed it to keep their championship racing on course. 2 for Ferdinand, 1 for Alan Shearer. After Izzard had put Leicester in front. There'll be better days ahead, I'm sure, for Leicester. Safe in mid-table and in the Coca-Cola semi-finals. But for Newcastle, it's all about the title. And they've kept their title challenge well and truly alive. They had to come from behind, admittedly. But when you've got Shearer and Ferdinand up front, anything is possible, and Kevin Keegan will be delighted with the bounce back ability from going a goal down. The final score, Newcastle United 3, Leicester City 1.
Well, in the end, Leicester had their moments, but Newcastle United with a comfortable win. I'm sure that'll go a long way to rebuilding them. Yeah, I think so. I think Newcastle United won't feel too bad because they have to play 3rd, 2nd and 1st. That's all ahead of them. That's what they'll look forward to. What they've got to make sure is these banana skins, the mid-table sides, they beat them. Leicester are like that this season. They're having a great run, and they've done fantastically well since promotion. Good performance, I think, from Newcastle. I think a lot of those players will be very pleased with that. Well, there's some people that have said that £15 million should have brought Newcastle the Premiership this season, but you were particularly impressed at the moment with Newcastle's midfield. What Newcastle's midfield do very well is they play at pace, they move it, they go ahead and they create pockets of space, and they make things difficult. Now, Leicester City's defence is a good defence, but it does leak goals when it is beat. But they do find results, and I think this was a sort of game where you never know. We might have seen a 4-3 that sort of occasion. I think what Newcastle did today is they just controlled the game better than people expected, and that's keeping the football. And if they can produce this moving forward, there's real hope for them in climbing back up the table. Let's have a look at some of the other games that took place. A review here comes from Trevor Sinstadt. Bittersweet afternoon for Manchester United, who had to work hard to beat a Southampton side that started to show a bit of fight in the relegation survival. But there are still cracks in the Southampton defence, exposed brilliantly when Eric Cantona found Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to put Manchester United in the lead. Southampton did find a way back into the match. A match at Tissier corner was headed by Moncu, brilliantly stopped. Egil Ustenstad was the quickest to react to level the match up. There was a winning goal for Manchester United and it came 15 minutes from time. Eric Cantona and Ole Solskjaer combined to play in Karol Poborski with the cheekiest pass I think you'll see this season. Goalkeeper and defender split, tapping for Solskjaer to complete his brace and to give Manchester United the win. But it wasn't all rainbows and sunshines in this cold, miserable Manchester afternoon. Roy Keane dived in late and Eyal Berkovic, referee no choice but send him off. 3-match suspension for Roy Keane. Manchester United could have done with this at a worse time. The art to winning a championship is to win well when you're not winning, and sometimes to do something you wouldn't expect. That's what Robbie Fowler did, going on his right when most people expect to go on his left. Roy Evans said he was pleased with the way his side battled for the victory today. Not so much flair, certainly loads of fight. Arsenal lost the opportunity to keep up ground with Manchester United as they were held to a 0-0 draw by their former manager. And in fact, George Graham will be gutted that his side didn't win the game. Rob Wallace's effort came very close. Arsenal had their chances, but they were repeatedly denied by Nigel Martyn. This perhaps was the best of them. A London derby which showed Chelsea do have a little bit about them today, but could it be enough for them to take home a major trophy? Chris Armstrong was able to break through first and foremost. He ran one-on-one and coolly slotted the ball past Grodas to put Spurs ahead. A cool, calm, collected finish, White Hart Lane jumping. Chelsea here though showed real fight to get back into the match. It was 7 minutes from time when Andy Myers was able to cross. Gianluca Vialli had the deftest touch to finish. But Chelsea sensed there was more in the game, and Vialli, picking the ball up and starting again, allowed Chelsea to find a winning goal. It was Clark's cross, it was Vialli's header, it was the winning strike 2 minutes from time. A late turnaround by Chelsea that could be celebrated, especially by they. Aston Villa scored and they had the pitch to thank for it in this 1-0 win in the end. And you'll see in this moment where Dwight York has the ball, passes it across, but the ball seems to get trapped in the turf. Julian Jurchen has the simplest job to toe poke the ball home. Aston Villa said afterwards they were lucky, but sometimes you make your own luck. Everton beat Nottingham Forest, who once again showed a poor level performance for them in the day, and it was the young Michael Branch that showed he's got a bit about him, dispossessing Steve Cheetle in a key moment, coolly slotting the pass past Martin Crosley to put Everton in the lead. And Everton themselves scored a second, which perhaps one of their best passing moves this season that Goodson Park has seen, especially when Ferguson played in Branch again. His cool finish again. Everton 2-0 winners. Nottingham Forest, serious troubles for them. Blackburn Rovers show that they are able to climb out of the relegation zone and get some important wins. Sometimes though, in order to get those wins, you just got to go put your foot for it. That's exactly what Tim Sherwood did. This wonderful strike putting Blackburn Rovers ahead. And in truth, West Ham United never recovered from that moment of brilliance. The second goal though just showed a little bit of class. Gallagher with a pass into Chris Sutton, who waited and spotted the run for his teammate. Jason Wilcox with the cool finish. Big win for Blackburn Rovers. West Ham United lose again in January. Wednesday and Coventry finished goalless, but it wasn't necessarily through the lack of trying. Noel Whelan had the best attempt when he was played through, lobbed Clevin Pressman, hit the bar. The quickest to react was Dion Dublin. Pressman was even quicker to react to that. There were chances at the other end for Sheffield Wednesday. The best of them probably fell to Andy Booth, but in truth, his effort was never going to worry Steve Gorizovic, as this one finished goalless. Top of the Premiership, Manchester United have now pulled 1 point ahead after Arsenal have dropped points. Liverpool still remains second. For Newcastle United, after that win, they still remain 4 points behind. Chelsea, though, are sneaking back into that. Wimbledon, after that draw, remain 6th on their own. Leicester still remain 10th. Bottom of the table, and Nottingham Forest have dropped back into the relegation zone after a topsy-turvy day. Blackburn Rovers will be delighted, they're the highest movers, they're up to 14th. Southampton remain 4 points adrift at the bottom of the table. Well, February beckons at the moment, and while we're all looking ahead to what could take place in that big England-Italy game, which is to come up as well, we've got to look at where things stand at the moment. Great January period. Who had the best start to 1997 for you? I would probably say that it's Blackburn Rovers for me. I think their recovery has been excellent, and I kind of think the way they found themselves, I fancy them to stay safe and be a Premiership side next season. And Trevor, for you? For me, I'm looking at great form, and I can't look further than Wimbledon at the moment. I think that they've had phenomenal start to 1997. Very unlucky in the cup, but some good results otherwise, and absolutely destroying today. And indeed, it's every man that's part of the Crazy Gangs that's today's match of the day, man of the day. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.